From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Fire crews continue to battle a wildfire that shut down parts of Interstate 90 and Homestake Pass east of Butte yesterday. What crews are saying about that fire this morning, coming up.
I'm Joe St. George in Washington. Could retirees soon be getting a big raise when it comes to their Social Security checks? It's a real possibility, and it all has to do with inflation. We explain next.
6:30, almost at 5:30. 6:30? No, please, it's 6:30. No, yeah. My bad, yeah. Math was never my strong suit, Matt, as you know.
I've done the same thing today.
Yes,
even.
It is still 6:30 on this Monday morning.
Pleasant conditions, a little crisp and cool in a few areas. Most areas seeing 40s and 50s. That's good. 34 degrees in Butte. Belgrade sitting at 45. 27 this morning in West Yellowstone. Those are the temperatures right now. I expect to see our planner bring temperatures back into the 80s. That's what it's going to feel like outside. Temperatures into the 80s toward the end of September. Blazing sun is going to really bake that in. Here's a look. You can see the haze in Butte. Air quality still in the moderate range there, but we are seeing some improvement across the area. I'm going to talk about those improvements we're seeing coming up here on the weather patio in about 10 minutes.
And I'm going to talk about why some of it was bad in some places
that's a good,
right now.
6:31.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. After being closed on Sunday due to a wildfire, Interstate 90 and Homestake Pass east of Butte is open this morning. Fire crews remain on the scene battling that blaze. Officials say the fire was first spotted Sunday morning near Homestake Lodge just south of the interstate. This morning, Montana Highway Patrol says motorists crossing the pass should watch for fire equipment, be prepared for low visibility due to smoke. Sunday, a large plane dropped a retardant while helicopters with water buckets pulled water from Homestake Lake and dropped it on the fire. Eastbound traffic was temporarily stopped on the interstate but resumed by Sunday evening. Fire official at the scene says that fire, initially an acre in size when it was first discovered, but quickly grew due to high winds and dry weather. Cause of that blaze, unknown. And the lightning-caused haystack fire near Boulder, north of Butte, grew to more than 11,500 acres this weekend. Pre-evacuation orders remain for people living west of Highway 69 near the mouth of the Little Boulder River and for the Boulder Hot Springs area. Now, the fires sent plumes of smoke skyward, drifting towards Broadwater and Gallatin County Saturday into Sunday. Firefighters say that blaze is burning in difficult terrain with large boulders and large accumulations of dead lodgepole pine. The fire now listed at 36% contained. Also, firefighters say they're getting a handle on the Alder Creek fire near Wise River. They say burnout operations over the weekend were successful and helped bring containment to 45%. But heavy logs on the interior of the fire continue to burn and create a lot of smoke at times, especially when winds come up as they did on Sunday. More windy fire weather is predicted for today as well. And the Trail Creek fire west of Wisdom, which has already burned over much of the Big Hole battlefield, national battlefield, continues to burn, even as firefighters say they have control of that blaze at 75% containment. Structure protection continues near Gibbonsville with water tanks, pumps, and sprinklers ready to go. Fire managers say that fire continues to make headway in the May Creek area, but add the crews hope to do burnouts ahead of the flames this week. That fire now more than 56,500 acres. And a deadly Amtrak derailment in Liberty County about 100 miles north of Great Falls still under investigation. The derailment happened near the town of Chester. It's between Shelby and Havre on Highway 2. This is video from Twitter. It was shared with us by Jacob Cordero. 3 people are reported dead, numerous others injured. According to Amtrak, the derailment happened around 4 p.m. Saturday as that train was heading west from Chicago to Seattle and then to Portland. There were approximately 141 passengers, 16 crew members on board, with 8 of the 10 train cars derailing. Now on Sunday, the Liberty County Department of Emergency Services held a news conference to provide an update on the situation.
Community members voluntarily provided airport trips to Great Falls or Kalispell to strangers so that family members could be reunited to the ones they love.
Multiple people remain hospitalized after that crash. Right now, a team of federal safety investigators and Amtrak officials are in Montana trying to find out what caused the derailment. Keep an eye on our website or news app for updates throughout the day. On the national scene, could retirees be getting a bit more in their Social Security checks next year? Right now, the answer is yes. In fact, cost of living adjustments are on track to be the highest in decades. Our Joe St. George explains when retirees will know for sure how much of a boost to expect and how the benefit change all has to do with expensive certain goods and services have become.
You don't need a TV reporter to tell you going to the store lately has been expensive. Shopping for a bag of groceries is around 3% more costly this year than last. Beef prices are up around 12%. And if you are someone who has needed to buy a car, you've really felt it. Used car prices are up 31% year over year. But there may be a glimmer of hope for Americans who rely on Social Security checks to get by, especially retirees. Cost of living adjustments could be the highest since the early 1980s. Back when Ronald Reagan was president. Why is that the case? Well, it all has to do with inflation. And the reality over the course of the last several months, the price of goods has increased dramatically. Each year, the Consumer Price Index is used by Social Security officials to calculate how much of a benefit boost retirees will receive. The cost of gasoline is heavily weighted into any final calculation. A product that, like food, is up this year. The nonpartisan Senior Citizens League estimates Social Security checks could see a 6% boost in 2022. That would increase the average benefit about $93 a month or so, the largest increase since 1982. For now, all of this is just a prediction. The Social Security Administration will officially announce the number sometime toward the end of October. Of course, as retirees know, cost of living adjustments are often wiped out by hikes in Medicare Part B premiums. Those won't be announced until sometime in November. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
6:36 now back here at home. Hunting season, at least archery season, began nearly 2 weeks ago, back on September 15th. In that time, controversy is rising over new regulation changes. MTN's Jane McDonald takes a look at both sides of the new wolf hunting rules.
Reintroduced back in the 1990s, and today legislative changes have increased the amount of wolves that can be hunted, as well as the methods used.
They were just efficient killers.
Everybody wants to make the wolf the big bad wolf.
The general concept was to have 3 areas where the goal was to get 10 breeding pairs.
What putting those wolves in those 3 places essentially did was make a perfect storm for, dispersal and spreading and distribution of new packs.
Elusive, intelligent, and controversial.
We brought an animal back from, nearly extinct, reintroduced them, and now they're thriving.
So what's the new controversy? Well, as of late, hunting regulations passed by the Montana legislature. A big aspect is doubling the number of wolves that one person can kill, from 5 to 10, as well as hunting at night and using tools such as spotlights. A Montanan who would like to remain anonymous expresses their view of these regulations.
You should not be able to hunt them at night. And it all comes back to, and I'm the same way with deer and elk, it needs to be a fair chase.
They go on to mention the issue is from the top down, our political system.
It's an all or nothing approach. If you have the conservative side in power, which you do now, it's kill them all. If you have the liberal side in power, it'd be we're not going to kill any, we're just going to let them go. We need to find the middle ground.
Finding the middle ground is something that trapper and outdoorsman Chris Morgan agrees with.
There's 2 sides to every story, and usually the truth is somewhere in the middle. So
Morgan goes on to explain the difficulty in finding these predators and how these regulations will assist the few hunters that are successful.
That romanticism is just, man, I'm going to be a mountain man. People realize this is not easy. It's a very low success rate in a society where now, we want immediate gratification.
Greg Lemon with the Fish, Wildlife and Parks echoes the difficulty and success rate.
We also sell a lot more wolf licenses than the number of wolves that are typically harvested in a year.
As of September 20th, over 7,000 tags have been issued in Montana.
The number of wolves has stayed relatively steady, and the hunter harvest has been relatively steady over the last few years.
But it's important to keep in mind that the FWP did not create these regulations. The legislature did. I reached out to the primary sponsor of Senate Bill 314, but was unable to get a response. In Bozeman, Jane McDonald, MTN News.
6:39 now, we're going to take a break. Can you imagine a prosthetic built out of Lego blocks? Sounds like a joke, doesn't it? It's not. Coming up, see where and how that's happening. But first, here's Tony DeCopo with a look at what's coming up at 7 o'clock.
Hey, good morning. Ahead on CBS Mornings, we're in Montana with the latest on that deadly train derailment. Plus, a years-long CBS News investigation revealed seatback dangers for kids in cars. We'll show you why an important fix could now be in jeopardy. Also, as Gabby Petito's family and friends gather to remember her life, we'll talk about why missing persons cases are never solved in some cases. And Anthony Mason talks with close friends of Anthony Bourdain about his life and his legacy. All that and more at 7.